Silver Hill Acura. Family owned and operated for over 35 years on McLeod Trail South. Visit silverhillacura.com. The third star. Well, first and foremost, fantastic defensively. And that's always his first priority. But it's so good to see a guy who thinks that way and plays that way get rewarded offensively once in a while. And Erik Gudbranson certainly has been getting rewarded a lot of late. He picks up another point tonight, an assist. And after establishing a new career high for goals in a season with 5 earlier in the week, he now establishes a new career high for points in a season with 14 tonight. Erik Gudbranson is your third star. The second star with 30 saves on 31 shots, and he made some 10-bellers tonight, as you usually have to do if you're going to compete, let alone beat the Lightning. Jacob Markstrom, tonight's second star, and no drum roll needed for tonight's first star. He scored 2 goals that just leave you shaking your head to get this game going. The Flames couldn't beat Andrei Vasilevsky with shots from in front of him, so Johnny Gaudreau decided to try something new. I'm gonna try to bank it off his back and in, and that worked. Not once, but twice. He did it in the first period. He did it again in the second period. He completes his hat trick from in front of Vasilevsky in the third period, as Johnny Gaudreau is tonight's first star. Our 3 stars again: Gaudreau number 1, Markstrom number 2, Gudbranson number 3. They are your Silver Hill Acura 3 stars. I've got a couple of things to get to, but first off, I'm going to send it down to Pat Steinberg, who is standing by with a post-game guest outside of the Flames dressing room.
Yeah, let's kick it off on our Flames Talk post-game show right now. Final score, 4-1, Flames over the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Erik Gudbranson is standing by with us right now, your number 3 star this evening. Erik, from this vantage point, really quality win from your group, but you were on the ice. What did you think about this one tonight?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. We had a chip on our shoulder from what we did in Tampa, and we really, let alone needing the points, but we really wanted to put a good game forward and take 2 points from them. So it was a good night.
With the type of talent that they have on the other side, and obviously we know what they've accomplished the last 2 years, what's important against this Lightning team?
You hear it often, but you really got to take time and space away and check
Gaudreau and Matthew Tkachuk have done offensively. I think Sportsnet put out a stat earlier today that
let's
said
show those highlights there, guys.
they're one of the highest scoring duos in the league since mid-January. So, you know, the sticks are hot, but when you got a guy like Elias Lindholm kind of doing some of the dirty work and passing the puck and snapping it around, it makes your life a little bit easier.
Well, and it's come in different ways, right? And that's one of the things that's made this line so effective this year. Off the rush, they're lethal. You know, they find ways to turn pucks over in the offensive zone a lot of times, too. You see it here, you know, and then obviously the power play, they've been able to hurt you there. And pretty good sense of just the different ways that this line can go about it and can be effective all night long.
And I think what's fascinating, too, is it doesn't matter whether at home or on the road. It doesn't seem to matter who they're matched up against or who's doing the heavy lifting. They found a way to have success. And there have been some nights over the past few weeks where, you know, Lindholm at center has been anchoring some of those shutdown minutes. We saw that heavily in Colorado the other night, too, and they still find a way to have an impact offensively. By the way, just before we move on here, credit to the D, because they're stepping up and creating some of these plays off the rush, too. And, you know, it kind of goes back to what the guys have been talking a lot about this season. Working as a five-man unit, that's what's leading to some of the offensive success.
Yeah, and just as you were talking about that, I'm just taking a look. You know, Rasmus Anderson picks up a pair of assists here tonight. Eric and Branson obviously had the one shot that's deflected in on the Michael Backlund goal. So there you see some of that offense coming from the back end too, just finding ways to get pucks through. But now up to 200 points, over 200 points for that top line on the season, which is you know, it's a substantial number when you take a look at the contribution so far, and still plenty of hockey to go yet.
Oh, it's incredible.
All right, let's go inside the Flames post-game. It's not the locker room, press room, I suppose, if you will. Daryl Sutter standing by. Let's hear some thoughts from the head coach.
Good pace to our game.
Johnny Gaudreau, have you seen him working on that play in practice?
No, but he's capable of doing it every day, every game.
Can you just talk about the performance of your goaltender to keep
He's
it
made a lot
tight?
of big saves for us, kept it close till we could, you know, there's basically the two goals in a minute there were, you know, that's a pretty deep cut there. But Markey was really solid, had to be.
This is, you know, we all considered this a big test for you guys, and you're thrilled with that you passed it with flying colors.
Yeah, I think it was more complete tonight, but there's lots to do there, that's for sure.
Were the Zadorov penalties concerning to you?
Well, I didn't see the double minor, and you know, we've talked lots about the penalties and trying to keep it under 3, but when you get 2 back-to-back like that, and with that, you know, with that team, you are always concerned, yeah. By our power play scored 2, which is huge on, you know, Johnny's goal there, so.
Another strong night from your PK.
Yeah, the 4-minute one that's a big kill. You know, go through the whole 4 because, you know, they're 5 guys that they put on. They're gonna, if they don't score in the first 2 of it, they're gonna be out there for another minute in the second one. So that's 3 minutes of power coming.
Daryl, you talked a lot about the importance of conditioning. Are you seeing it in a stretch like this?
Yeah, you know what? We gave them the day off yesterday, and so you know it's a 48-hour break there. So it's not a physical thing; it's a mental thing. Right? You know, they recover in quick. That part, the physical part, recovers quick. It's the next part, the reset and managing through it.
We're going to talk, I'm sure, about the hat trick and the bank shots, but what did you like about Johnny's game tonight?
I liked that he scored the first goal for us. And I liked that, well, you know, those are momentum goals, all of them. You need that of your top guys. Your top guys, you don't just score in the rush as the season goes on. You got to score ozone play and forecheck play, right? So they scored a power play goal and then they scored deep goals. Got to do that. Top players got to do that. That's what the top guys do in this league.
Is Johnny a top guy now?
Pardon?
Is Johnny a
Well,
top
he has been a top guy. You guys, hey, I've said that all year. I mean, you guys were the ones who said last year he wasn't. I was the one who said he was. You told me I didn't like Johnny Gaudreau, and So you can't make it up as you go along. You got to base it on performance. He's a top player in the league. How is he not a top player in the league? He has a chance to win in the scoring race, you guys. Right? On a good team. So top guys play on good teams. Makes a difference. That's what their job is.
That second goal that you guys got late in the second period.
Which one? There's two.
The Backlund goal.
Yeah,
8
late.
seconds left.
Ozone forecheck play. Right?
Especially, like, I know, Trevor Lewis has sort of been in the lineup every game and, plays a very specific role, but for him to make that play on the boards to get to the point, is that the kind of thing that, I guess, is the difference in games like this against good teams?
Well, that line, if you play them together and you play them against top lines or D-zone starts, that's their job, right? Blake and Louis know their job to a T. So the centerman, whoever plays with them, has got to do that also. Blake and Louis won 4 Stanley Cups. So you asking about Trevor Lewis, about on the wall or making a play? It's a good chance both them guys are going to make them plays.
I know this isn't really your territory, but lots of people will be wondering about the linesman who was hurt. Have you heard it?
Yeah, I just checked. That's why I was late coming down. I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if he was still in the building or what, but and I didn't know if he was cut or not. They just said he was out. He was out and concussed, but he's fine now. So, but that's the first thing I did was check on him and Blake.
How's Blake?
He was fine. He got sewed up, had a cut eye, bloody lip. Tough guy.
And then back on the bench in a 4-1 game with 4 minutes left. Is that just Blake Coleman?
That's normal for champions. Yeah, they come back.
All right, there is some thoughts from the head coach, Daryl Sutter, here on Flames Postgame Live, covering off a number of topics. Obviously, Johnny Gaudreau among them. He gets the hat trick here tonight, and just talking about his high-end offensive ability. He scores the bank shots, but just the fact that it stands out a little bit just in terms of that a top-end player on a really good team, and that maybe makes the difference here from last year to this year.
And you don't beat this team without your top players playing at that level. That's just fact. We've seen this team on the other side of this curtain right now. They take it to teams pretty often, and that happens when your top guys aren't rolling or when your goaltender's not on top of his game. So you kind of need all of those things working in concert, and the Flames got that tonight too. But for Johnny Gaudreau to take his game to that next level on this stage against a team like that, that not only sends a message to us, his locker room, but the fans as well that this team's for real this year.
Jacob Markstrom,
unreal.
He was brought up as well. A couple of big saves. We talked about it briefly in the second period, but the night of work that you saw from number 25 here tonight.
Amazing. There were points in this game, and again, this is a little look at his work. Ross Colton got a look early in this game right here, coming up, and these are the sort of chances that the Lightning thrive on, right? We talked about puck management, and they were rare for the Flames, but when they do happen, your goalie's got to be in those positions. And here's the Colton chance. These are point-blank opportunities. So we know that Andre Palat was having a couple of great A looks as well, and these are 20 to 30 goal scorers. So just great stuff from him all night. Really instills a lot of confidence in his team, and I think that translated into what was a very strong second half to the second period, and then they were able to finish it off in the third.
Yeah, and there was a couple of really good ones that stand out. The Colton one, obviously the one on Platt that he's just able to squeeze in on, and 30 saves is what it all totals up to. Another nice night from Jacob Markstrom, and we said, Andrei Vasilevsky, a league-leading 30 wins here this season. Both guys similar in terms of starts, though. This was their 45th start, each guy. Workhorses for their respective teams, and then obviously for Jacob Markstrom, 27th win here tonight, so closing that gap.
Two guys that are very much in the Vezina conversation,
Sure.
And they should be, so it's kind of proof positive that, when two top teams go head-to-head, you don't need to blow the doors off offensively. Sometimes the goalies can, get the money's worth for the fans. They certainly did tonight.
Yeah, good buzz in the building, too, tonight. I'm sure we'll hear a little bit about that. Johnny Gaudreau, Jacob Markstrom, they are standing by at the podium now. Let's listen in as the post-game show continues. Just settling in nicely there, boys.
Okay, go ahead. Johnny, those bank shots, is that something that comes after Big Scout? Is that just the opportunity?
No, I think just opportunity. I think the first power play goal, he was kind of out of his net. He wasn't on the post, and I kind of just tried to bank it off his butt there. And then the second one was kind of just pure luck. I kind of just threw it right back in front of the net there and hit off his hip or something and bounced in. But, yeah.
Did you
do pretty well on those trigonometry tests in high school, all the angles?
No, I didn't do very good at any test in high school or college.
Do you have a name for those shots?
No, I don't have a name. Just I'm glad they went in. Like I said, I got a little lucky on the second one. The first one, he was kind of out of the net. Second was a lot of luck and a good bounce.
What's the goaltender's perspective on that? Like, that's got to be maddening when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough play, I think, especially when it goes, in front of the net, kind of scoring chance, and if you slide over and then, Johnny was quick thinking to throw it right away before, he can get inside his post there, but, yeah, that's, a goal scorer's goal, I think, and, it was a huge goal for us tonight, 2 of them.
Johnny, can you talk about the role that Jacob played in keeping that game tight up until the late in the second?
Yeah, I mean, they had a 4-minute power play there, and, I feel like they've got one of the best power plays in the league, and stood on his head, played really well, and, it's a common thing now every game. He's keeping us in games and, helping us win games, and especially like against a team like that. I mean, it's hard to win games when you don't have a good goaltender, and he's been outstanding for us, and so is Vladdy too. So both of them have been great for us all year, and we wouldn't be where we're at today without those 2 guys. So,
Jacob, what does this say about your team?
I think that we got 2 more points, but yeah, it's obviously it's a good team that came in, and I thought we obviously haven't really been super satisfied with the performances from the Montreal game and forward. So it was I think it was really big for us to have a solid game and solid 60 minutes, and I thought everyone really showed up and did their part, and once again, and special teams, power play, get a big goal by Johnny, and our penalty kill did a great job.
Jacob, is it significant that you guys, I know you lost in Tampa, but is it significant you just beat the defending champs?
I mean, it's always fun to play the teams that are in the top, and Tampa is a team that's been at the top for a long time, but it still is 2 points, nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, sorry, just one more, Johnny. You've done it a few times, but does it get old? Like, what's it like to see the hats start to come down?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a really cool feeling. It's even cooler feeling when you got the whole fans chanting your name. It's pretty special. So I don't take those for granted. It was a pretty cool kind of moment there.
Between the season you're having individually, the season the team's having, is this the most fun you've had in Calgary?
Yeah, I mean, hard not to. Obviously, the 1 year, I forget what year it was, we came in first there, was a fun year too, but kind of had a sour taste in our mouths playing against Colorado. Lost, 5 games there, but I feel like we just have a little bit different of a team than that year. We're play a little bit more structure. We're a lot smarter in the D zone. We're playing well as a whole team, so it's a lot of fun to come to the rink right now and play with these guys.
We call it the Ram 1500 Limited. But truth be told, there's nothing limited about it. Ram 1500, winner, J.D. Power Award for Best Driver Appeal.
Flames postgame live brought to you by your Alberta Ram dealers, putting a wrap on a 4-1 victory in favor of the home side for the 2-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning here tonight. Heard some thoughts from the head coach, Darryl Sutter. Also heard some thoughts there from Jacob Markstrom and Johnny Gaudreau. And one of the things pointed out there, and we'll circle back to that right now, is a couple of key moments, and particularly the shorthanded situations. Once again, you're trying to keep that number in and around 3. Tonight it was 3, but more importantly, you held the opposition to 0 for 3.
Yep, and a double minor right off the hop too, so this game could have gone in a different direction very early if the kill's not on top of their game. So you and I were kind of talking about it as this game was going on, especially as the penalties sort of started stacking up in that first period. the Flames penalty kill has kind of been known for its aggressiveness this year, right? They try to pressure the puck carrier, not let them get too comfortable in their setup. But tonight, it was a little bit different. They were stacking up in the blue line, so the Lightning had nowhere to go. They couldn't even penetrate the offensive blue line and get those talented players in positions to create offense. So, you know, the chances that the Lightning did get were kind of few and far between. But again, those little breakdowns when they happen, Jacob Markstrom was the story, and that is going to be the story when you're playing these top teams.
Yeah, 30 saves for him. PK goes, you know, another perfect night, and that's obviously important. But I think they're clicking at, I think it was 92.8% coming into tonight.
Yeah.
So, you know, another, I don't know if it goes up maybe a point there, but it doesn't matter. It's the best on home ice in the National Hockey League.
Kind of surprising, too. We were talking about sort of the ebbs and flows of how these things go year to year for certain teams. I know when I was looking up the power play and penalty kill stats yesterday in preparation for this game, there was a lot of scrolling to get down to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that's not exactly what you'd expect when you look at the Kucherovs, the Braden Points, Steven Stamkos, Victor Hedman up top. That's a lot of talented defense, so credit to the Flames.
Yeah, just don't let them get in the zone. That's the key there. All right. Yeah, let's take one last look at the standings here now, updated after tonight's busy night across the National Hockey League. 13 games on the slate, including 12 outside of this one here in the Scotiabank Saddledome, and the Calgary Flames add 2 more points and add a little bit more cushion between them and the Los Angeles Kings, who have played some excellent hockey here over the last 2-3 weeks or so, getting some good goaltending and now a little 5-point cushion there, but also have that game in hand as well. Vegas loses tonight in Buffalo, and yeah, it's the picture, though, the wild card, as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, it is busy and it is up for grabs still.
Yeah, well, knock on wood, because at this time of year, you talk a lot about injuries. We know the Golden Knights are dealing with that. The Oilers, right on the cusp of a spot. They've got a number of guys out. It's tightening up. It's pretty impressive to see a 6-point cushion for the Flames right now. Daryl Sutter said it this morning. In order to be a playoff team, you've got to play .600 hockey. What are we looking at here?
675.
The first wild card team is at that point, so there's a few teams on the bubble that are going to have to kick it up a notch here.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of injuries, just a quick note there. You heard Daryl Sutter say it, but we'll reiterate. Blake Coleman did return to this hockey game after taking that puck to the face, so good to see. That's what champions do, I think, was the quote there from Daryl Sutter to come back in the final 4 minutes. And then obviously the linesman, a bit of a scare there too. He takes a puck off the helmet by the look of things, Jesse Marquis, and so it sounds like positive reports, even though it was scary at the early onset of that. So a couple of notes to pass on. There we go as we wrap up the postgame show. As for the score here tonight, we know it was another Calgary Flames victory, 4-1 the final here over the Tampa Bay Lightning, and it comes thanks to a couple of big goals in the second period and then some insurance in the third. Johnny Gaudreau, the hat trick, the 6th of his NHL career. Jacob Markstrom, 30 saves, 4-1 the final tonight. Up next, it's not quite a matinee, but an early afternoon date against the Detroit Red Wings coming up on Saturday night. And Detroit just finishing off an overtime loss against Minnesota tonight, so they'll make the travel west to start a road trip. That does it for Flames Postgame Live. Thanks for watching. For all of us here at the Scotiabank Saddledome, we'll see you on Saturday night.